my god, where did you come from? Holy shit. Fucking life stealer from Dota. Leave me alone. I thought I found the next Stray. What I actually found was a cat game that tried its best to fight me every step of the way. This is Meowmories. And by the end of this video, we will decide one thing. Should we wishlist it or should we trash it? The first thing that caught my attention was the presentation. The game actually looks decent. The environment have a nice atmosphere, and you can immediately tell the developers were inspired by games like Stray. Now obviously, I am not expecting an indie demo to compete with Stray. I'm perfectly happy playing smaller indie games if they are fun. In fact, that's the whole point of this series. Hidden games exist. Unfortunately, so do hidden disasters. At the start, I was wondering why everything is so loud. The footsteps, the sound effects, everything felt like it was set to 300% volume. Hell no. No problem, there's an option menu. That's a rare thing for indie games. I'll just turn it down, I thought. Except, the sound options don't work. I changed them, nothing happened, I got to 0%, it's still loud. Okay, doesn't work. At that point I wasn't adjusting settings anymore, I was performing a science experiment. So, I moved on. I started exploring. Everything seemed fine. Nothing incredible, nothing terrible. Just a simple indie demo about a cat. Then I actually had to control the cat. That's when things started falling apart. The controls feel strangely unresponsive. Sometimes I'd press a key and the game would react just a little too late. Oh my god, the controls are cancerous. Other times, I'd wonder if my keyboard had disconnected. It hadn't. The game just decided today wasn't the day it wanted to listen. And in a game where movement is basically everything, that's pretty big problem. Now let's talk about my favorite part, the bugs. At one point, I got stuck in the air. Not jumping, not climbing, just existing. I'm stuck? Can I go back? I can't go back. Okay. No, I can't. I'm stuck. I'm literally stuck. Gravity apparently clocked out for today. Eventually I got free, only for the game to hit me with something even better. I somehow ended underneath a monster. Now normally that's bad, but this monster couldn't attack me, and I could not escape. So we just sat there, chilling, killing, sharing an awkward moment neither of us asked for. Honestly, I think the monster was just as confused as I was. Optimization wise, it was unfortunate. Those weren't isolated issues. Throughout the demo, the game just felt rough. Performance wasn't great. Movement wasn't smooth. There are enough technical issues that they become impossible to ignore. Instead of thinking about the story, I kept thinking, please, don't get me stuck again. Now, everything has a silver lining. Here is where I want to be fair. Because it's easy to make fun of bugs, but I don't think the developers made a terrible game. I think they released a demo too early. There's actually something interesting underneath all these problems. The atmosphere works. The idea is not bad. The visuals are nice. Not gonna lie. You can absolutely see the vision they're chasing. The problem is, the technical side gets in the way of enjoying any of it. So, for my final verdict and the moment of truth, should we wishlist it or trash it? For me, it's an easy one. Trash this shit. I like the concept, I like cats. I like games about cats. I think there is a potential there, and I might give it another try if they fixed it. But in its current state, the bugs, the controls, the options, and the overall lack of polish make this really hard to recommend. If the developers update and fix these issues, I'd happily give it another chance. But today, this one's going straight into the garbage. If you've played Meowmories, let me know if your experience was any different, or if you also spent quality time trapped underneath monsters. And if you know another Steam demo that deserves to be judged, leave it in the comments. This has been the episode 1 of Wishlist It or Trash It, and of course, I will see you in the next one. Peace.